Reggae Month comes during an unprecedented global crisis. The Jamaica music industry is in the midst of adaptation, and Jamaica's creators are stretching the limits of their creativity to meet the content demands of a post-COVID world. Greetings, my name is Cynthia Shea Clark, and I'm happy to join the multitude of entertainment entrepreneurs who have graced the JMC platform. I will be your guide as we explore the awakening of the sleeping giant that is the Jamaica music industry. In Reggae Month 2020, the JMC, in association with Solid Agency and Irie Jam Media Group, held its largest staging of the conference. The conference included the historic return of the founding father of hip-hop, DJ Kool Herc, along with reggae superstar Shaggy. The JMC team broke new ground by welcoming representatives from YouTube, Tidal, Audiomack, and Pandora. The seventh staging proved successful and saw over 1,000 creatives educated, enlightened, and networking. Now in its 8th year, the Jamaica Music Conference has evolved into the premier networking and educational platform in our country's music industry. Increasingly, ownership of intellectual property by creators has become a key component of the modern music industry. The JMC is committed to bringing more understanding of its at times elusive concept of music publishing. Since the last staging of the JMC conference, the music industry has faced a fallout from the novel coronavirus, especially the new restrictions in staging live events. And this moment in history has provided us with the unique opportunity to pause and take a look at some of the work that has been done over the years. From the beginning, the JMC acknowledged Jamaica's unique position as a cultural superpower. Music has been the principal instrument that has carried Jamaica to the rest of the world. In order to truly be a cultural superpower, Jamaicans must now own and control the distribution and marketing of the music that has made our culture such a global phenomenon. The JMC is happy to announce that Irie Jam Media Group and the Caribbean Global Network family are now officially part of the JMC leadership team and will help the conference along in its efforts to grow and serve the Jamaican music industry. The JMC is happy to announce that Irie Jam Media Group and the Caribbean Global Network family are now officially a part of the JMC leadership team and will help the conference along in its efforts to grow and serve the Jamaican music industry in the years coming. Welcome! You are now officially a part of the JMC EFFECT. Of course, we are absolutely thrilled to bring you a glimpse of the JMC EFFECT.
Hello and welcome to the JMC EFFECT. We have with us today the great Iactian. Iactian, bless up yourself, brother. You couldn't be here in person, but we still met the link anyway, you know what I mean?
Yes, give thanks. Scott Wilson, it's a pleasure. It's been a while. Big up yourself.
It has been a while. Respect, my brother.
Big up yourself. Thanks for having me. It's been a while. Scott Wilson, I don't know, Happy New Year, happy 2021, and the whole entire family, you know what I mean? So we give
blessings
thanks.
and see him to the eye, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Actian, you're not in Jamaica. Where are you right now? Are you on tour? Is this work?
No, you couldn't consider it as a tour. Couldn't consider, but in Miami currently, but we're located in places where we can do shows.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But at a smaller scale. So you can do shows in Atlanta. I was in New York. We do a few shows in New York. Kansas City.
Nice.
Orlando. All of these places. Which part else I went? Arizona. A couple places as well.
That sounds like a tour to me, man. I know.
Yeah, a couple of places as well. So you wouldn't consider it a tour. You consider it as maybe 2 shows per month or 1-hour shows here and here. And in between now, you just do videos. You have more time or more space to do what you want to do. Yeah. So you can do videos, more recording. You can do dub plates, etc. So it's more it's more beneficial, you know?
You're saying to me then that you have relocated, or this is a temporary situation?
No, I'm not relocated.
Okay.
Jamaica, my place. We can't have a place. We can't have places in Jamaica.
But other artists have done it.
No, but through the COVID situation and how, you know, the COVID situation and then how the country, the laws and the restriction and all these things as an artist, and being this artist where, you don't know, music is like the soundtrack of my existence. So not even for money, but if I'm not doing music at my full potential, then I feel like I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
You know, although we have other businesses and other things we're doing, but music is what I love. So I have to do it at the full level.
Right. Octane, why music?
Why music? Well, as I said, music is like the soundtrack of my existence. When I was going to school, I grew up as a poor youth, very, very poor. Beyond poverty. So you have poverty, and then you have, but you know, here, like 5 of us, single parent, mama alone. You know, one little bedroom, all of these things. 5 of us share one bed, etc., all of these things. And going to school, I never really have that luxury life. So I was like the least of the apostle in all of my grades, them going to school. So that kind of shook my confidence within myself. So I would be the brightest person in the class, but I contribute less. I don't answer questions. I don't participate in any situation. I just be in the class, but I may observe everything. So when I reach home, I would do my friends them homework, etc. I was like, yo, so you not say nothing today?
Yeah.
And I would give all the answers like in the class. Like in the class, I remember like a question, like a teacher said, what is the largest plane or something like that? And my friends must say, here Jamaica or American here. And I whisper to my friends, I say, Veer plane. And I tell him, and he say, yo, Veer. I say, yes. And him get him mad. He say, oh, you know it, so why you not saying? I said, it's not literally plane, no matter about the level of the land. Because through me is a youth bright, when I'm young, I'm read enough. And, you know, so, but I just me never really have certain things, man. Peer pressure. I see, you know, kids with books, and, you know, when I go to school, I get me little hand-me-down books, them and thing, and better bags, better shoes, you know, and so that they kind of derail me from seeing the bigger picture. So when I come in contact with music, that's where I become braver, because everybody can play football, but everybody can play football. Everybody's still at the good in school. Likewise, when I come to the test, them where me just in my zone, then me always in the top 3. And me can really got number 1. Me can come first in all my classes them growing up in school. But I choose not to, because I want to be the center of attraction in the class, because we never really have that in myself. Like, then if we become the class monitor, then I have to deal with all of these speeches and all of these things.
But Octane, if that's what you're saying, if you got to go into music, then the spotlight going to be on you same way, even more so.
Yeah, but the difference is with music then is that I lose confidence within myself, because it's a picture that paint in front of my eyes. Okay, and when I find music, then at a tender age, I tell myself, say, sight is one of your good sense. One out of your senses is seeing is one of your good senses, but it's not the best. Okay. Your best sense is one of the most effective is hearing. Yeah. Because the eyes can deceive you. Because what I was seeing in front of my eyes, that is what I paint my life around. That these kids is more fortunate than me. But when I started doing music now, they're right there, I start to have identity. It's like it become the soundtrack of my existence. I was the only one in the class doing it. Gotcha. And then I was that separate me from the rest of the kids then. And then I started to get that type of attention where, it's just because I'm trying to fit amongst, be a camouflage amongst my peers. I try to coexist. That's why I feel like this. I try some music, I stand out, and from there I start to tell myself, I have to stand out. So that's why I started the music, and I started to love music, So when I don't have like my fear to go home, I have to walk from school much miles. I sing music along the way. So the sun had to know more.
Right.
Hungry no more. You know what I mean? So I sing music till me reach home. And when I reach home, it's like, me feel better.
Yeah.
So from there, I started to do it. Reach high school, I started to do the penny concert them. And then when I leave school now, I'm CXC them, I went to Knox College, I did a 2-year diploma in the sciences. Then when I left now, my mother never really have the money. I applied for student loan, them never give me it, them say I'm not qualified, and parents not have sufficient, you know what I mean? So I decided to say, you know what? Music.
Yeah.
Music. Music.
This would have been around what age you were? You were about 10, younger? Around what age you would have been when you made that decision?
Early, because I went to high school and I was like about 10,
Mm-hmm.
I was very bright and I did common entrance. I think it was common entrance. Yeah, it wasn't this. Is like you have the multiple choice one. What that name?
Well,
common entrance, right?
Me no know not outside of common entrance because it's that me though.
Yeah, common entrance. Common entrance. One of these things and you don't know like you have the 3 thing I can guess one in the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was boss in class, so them normally they make you do common entrance in grade 5 or grade 6.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't pass it in grade 6, then they make you repeat and do it in grade 6, in grade 5. So I think I do it in grade 4. One of those grades I do it in, and I passed before time. So normally supposed to do it at age 12, I do it at age 10.
Nice.
And then I passed and I went to high school. And then I went to high school now then, So a lot of kids also graduate when I'm 15, 16. I graduate like when I'm 14. Wow. You know what I mean? So yeah.
How would you have prepared for a career in music? I mean, you started off relatively young because, again, whatever you've decided to engage in, you do well. So at an early age, you decided that, look here, I'm going to do music. How did you, how you prepared, how you practiced, what you did? You said walking home, you would have been DJing or singing or whatever.
Yeah, walking home, you make that preparation in terms of singing, but at that stage, it wasn't for you. You wasn't thinking about having a career. You was thinking about this. What I'm doing now, alleviate all the stress that I'm thinking about. Alleviate that. I don't have money. My mother we don't have electricity at our home, so we don't have TV. We don't go home to TV, so all we have is just outside or just we as my brothers and sisters right there. You know what I mean? Then maybe I would go next door. I used to go next door and stay outside and watch the TV, and people that say embarrassed you and like, yo, close the window, them are. You know what I mean? I remember what the lady said, said to one of my brethren, say, yo, you have too much people that watch the TV one time, When too much people watch the TV one time, it burn more current. I was like, what? I was like, yo, I have to pay more light bill. I was like, from there, you know what I mean? I kind of just keep my zone. So I have only for mango tree and only for ackee tree and all these things in my yard. So I like climb those trees and just dance in music and just try to get out of this. You know what I mean? And that is what music was for me there. Right. But then after I leave school now, in high school now, then high school you have the kind of difference where you start to see things different. So after I leave school now, in high school, my friends was like, yo, you need to pursue a career in music because what you composing now better than 60% of what we are here on the radio. I'm start to listen to it and I say, yo, sir, yeah, really thinking because I used to use different words. I used to use different words. For instance, somebody that say, yo, yeah, love life because this is important. I would say love life because it is imperative. So I must say all this I say different. So, I mean I look into it. So after I leave school now I say, all right, I have to do that music thing because most of my friends who are involved in a badness, smoke. Most people who brighter than me, more talented than me, end up at jail, crime, this, that. So I decide, say, no, you know what? I'm not really get involved in this. So I start to go studio. And that's where I start to take music serious. At first, I didn't want to just bust for show my friend them said me like an iron balloon. But then when I forward a town now, I have to wait outside and I have to struggle. And you know, the big artists them used to say, yo, Mr. Go studio and then.
Yeah.
Like I remember like 4 of us trying up and say we go all I studio then. I remember like, you know, some of the big artists them used to say, yo, go down to the shop, go buy something for me. Like them would have said, oh, them man, they said no to one artist. He said, yo, what do you want?
Yeah.
I'm a shop, go and buy the things them, and then go forward. I'm a shop, but them I look when people sending you out to buy something. I am looking that I'm forming a relationship because me need to go into it. So once I start to go in, then one day somebody say, yo, that look you the rate him, man, yo, forward in the studio. I start to go in the studio yard till, you know, I start to do whatever in the studio yard, like go shop, yeah. Them come at the studio, I sweep up the place early. So one man say, yo, every day you come to the studio, I go here, yeah.
Yeah.
I start to go in the studio and then, you know, them I say, yo, you tell bad, you know. I remember the first time I meet Arthur Whale.
Yeah.
Arthur Whale, go on, you know. A youth come up a penthouse, come see me. Name. I can't forget that youth, the name, you know. Buckley, I said name. Yeah. I'm saying youth. Bad, you know.
Yeah.
Bad, you know, man, because I did all right, before that, I went to a studio at Linda's Road. And when I went to a studio at Linda's Road, I sit on the studio step because you know, I'm not shade outside. So the sun, anyway, I sit there and then I would pass with a violinist, somebody to do that thing and in the morning, and when I'm done with them studio time in the evening. So I leave and say, yo, you notice, me pass here in the morning and I leave. I see up on the camera and I ask the man, say, who are you? And he must say, yeah, man, I know him, man, he come from Clarendon, but he want me voice him and think, but I'm not ready for voice him. I can go and stay. And you know, leave. You're determined bad, so you're most talented. What you do? So yo, I sing, my DJ. Him say, most time, say, well, me not really have an artist, I have an artist already, and I have a violinist, so. But me hear your son. So by the time you say, make me hear,
Yeah.
I get 10 times already. So I say, yo, no, sir.
Yeah.
You know, sir, say you're bad.
Yeah.
I say, yo, no, I'm not. So the man said to me, say, yo, remember this, the man said to me, say, yo, Terrence McDonald, big up yourself. Man say, why? Portmore, me I go, you know. And you don't know me, I drop off the youth, yeah. And I have my artist, a 2 Mile, Ricky Flex. And him say, yo, I don't know, you know. I don't have nowhere for you to stay at Portmore. I don't have nowhere to rave, but I don't feel like every day or so. And I say, yo, ready? Man say, how far? I say, yeah, man, how far? I'm jumping in the car and the violins are playing and sing. And we go 2 Mile link, Ricky and thing. And you know what I mean? We start to make a connection. And I say, yo, Clarendon, I used to go Spanish Town every night. More shot and fire beer things. I go Spanish Town bus stop till the youth them were on war against the youth them down the road. To a half thing where nobody, after 8, nobody no want to go at that bus stop with me alone. Till the youth them start to say, yo, youth. I'm start to DJ for the bad man them and I say, yo, so every night them look for me.
Yeah.
And I make sure something, all right. You know, they make sure something, all right, I pick up more time and I have no fear of them. Say, yo, carry the youth. One time I go there, no taxi now, and I'm gonna style him and I say, drop him off and make sure say, when you have followed up later, you bring him up. So I become the street artist now because them start to know how vast I am as a young youth.
Right.
And then through that now, Terrence now I meet Marcia Simpson, which is Lucky Simpson's wife at the time, or Ducky. Black Roo. And then she was like, yo, I don't manage DJs, you know. She said, yo, I love everything, boy. I like your approach.
Yeah.
I like how you're humble. I like how you see things. I like how you love to read. I like all of these things. But I don't manage DJs. I like singers. I think I should have managed Bushman at the time or something like that. I was like, all right. And she said, but I have somebody for you. And I make a link Donovan Jeremy.
Yeah.
So then I call down a German and German say, yo, eh. And she say, young man, young youth. Young youth. German, I say, eh, 50, 60, 50. Then enough of their school, man. Then I say, yeah, man, but
Yeah.
yeah, but anyway, I go to the studio. German wasn't there at the time, so we went there and I did 3 songs, audition. And then German followed 2 days after and him listen to it. And him listen to it and him listen to it 3 times. He say, all right, you're bad.
Yeah.
Here we need now. Just come and studio. That engineer is your engineer. Whenever this engineer ready for voice, you're ready for voice. Go and practice with that, brother. But continue and do some running. I mean, I go studio. I say Marcia Griffiths, I say Sprague Benz, I say all of them people. I saw me meet Assassin at the time.
Yeah.
I say every them people, I say everybody had. You know, one day, my name Rich at the time. So one day, Queen Africa come to the studio and hear me and say, yo, you they're too bad, you know. The Rich character thing that, nah, find a different name.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah, I say, yo, different name. So, so she tell me that, and you know, me Tony Rebel, and he must say, yo, every country you bad. Him so know you bad, man. Anyway, Butcher come on the studio, everything, but they just in the corner same way because me just there, because me just alone. And you know, my brother must say, yo, so the man them now big you up in the song them and rare. Me I said to them, say, brother, the greatest thing is around.
Yeah.
Just don't rush it. The greatest thing is around. You know what I mean? And then now Jermaine was like, Jermaine know so much artists and being exposed to so much artists. So me, not know what me do can really kind of excite Jermaine at the time. Like, yo, you know?
Yeah.
Because Bujo, Sassin, Varys, all of these people, Cutty ranks everybody.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but then I start record. You know what I mean? Then one day, record as Rich already. Me, Assassin, Varys, and Bujo.
Yeah.
So one day, Jeremy called me and said, yo, may I get the last verse? Well, you know, Jamaica, you know, we don't play music to the last verse. So my verse never play upon the radio yet unless we know somebody.
Yeah.
So anyway, we never nobody the last verse. Anyway, give one sweet same way. So one day, you know, when Jermaine moved the studio to Ballot Avenue, now, one day, I'm bones there. I go through the dictionary and I say, acting. Read the definition for acting, it means high energy, high performance. Someone was like, I acting. I say, H-I-G-H, and I say, yes. I say, no, man. I don't want it to be high like a high schooler, you know? Make it be high, the letter high, me, myself,
right.
a rapper.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what I mean? Like me, I reason with them, I'm calm, I'm a collective, but when I go up on stage, like transform, I say, yeah. I have things, I'm going to carry to Germany, say, yeah, man, I name that, man. So I start to work with the name from that. You know what I mean? I sing Oliver song, I sing more than 60 songs or more. Germany after me, I practice singing it. Then it come to a test now when I start to go out the road. I start to go about Princeville Plaza. I met Mr. G at the time. Mr. G having production company. I start to sing. Mr. G say, yo, you're the baddest artist up anywhere in Kingston right now.
Yeah.
Man said, no, man, we need to sign you. So man said, no, man, we signed to Germany already. Man said, no, man, Germany need to release you, man. Yo, you need to sign. So anyway, you know, I run off the place now, because me are the bad artist. I run off the place now.
Yeah.
But they have Scatterbury upstairs, and you don't know, can't tell everybody, Cecile, Mad Andrew, everybody have voice up on them thing there. Young, you know, so I have them experience. So anyway, I go to Mom now and meet an ex-brethren now. Me a DJ every year and meet an ex-brethren and say, yo, you know, you're the body singer at town right now, but me have the body's DJ. I say, sing J, what is a sing J? I say, sing with melody, man. Sing like you're a DJ, but you really a sing J. You're not really a singer, you're not really a DJ. Sing J. I say, oh, sing. So I say, yo, but me have the body's DJ. I say, no artist no better than me. Because I listen to everybody at town. I listen to every stage show. Nobody like me. One say, no, man, me have an artist in name. I do it. In bad.
Yeah.
Say, Anyway, I meet I do that now. I said, no, that boy, I'm right for you.
Yeah.
So I do and Martina. We start par, you know. Here we are par, have a group, we have a par every week. I do and Martina start the par, and then she had the female, me had the singer, him had the DJ, and so we start till one day I youth named Rod Pinnock. Rod Pinnock was managing the youth. They say, my hook now, you know, my jeans and my Timberland.
Is Reagan that?
I don't remember that. When name? Reagan?
Yeah, man, I believe so.
Reagan. So one day, big up Rod Pinnock. Rod Pinnock used to have him store them and thing, and him manage artists. And Rod Pinnock was one of the youth them where I have him look store them and things. So he make him look money and thing, and him sell him herbal thing them and things. So he used to make sure so every time he fall, he say, what do you want to eat? Active, me then I eat meat, you know. All right. You know, so I make sure so all right in terms of food. And,
yeah.
So one day I said, I go Arrows recording company, and I went to Arrows with him tonight. I say, I found. I say, yeah. I said, but Clarendon, you have to go in. I said, brother, me walk to Clarendon, I'm a good man. So I went to Arrows recording company the night. I never forget them go and them a voice. I don't remember with them. I think Reagan did the voice and him never voice. I was talking to some girl on the phone and him never voice. Anyway, me outside and me some songs. So Junior Arrows come out and say, yo, are you write them songs? Them say, yeah man. Man say, yo, what you know? Who manager? Me say, hey man say, yo. Tell Jeremy and say me go sign you, yeah? So Monday morning he's an Arrows artist. And I say, yeah.
What?
I'm going to Jeremy and say, Jeremy, you know, I have a left penthouse still, but you don't know. I forgot Arrows in a cause. Give thanks to the experience and things, cause.
Yeah.
But I want to go somewhere where them can focus. And Jeremy and I say, yes. And I'll call Miss Rose and talk to Miss Rose and tell her, I say, I'm a prized possession. Yo, I'm an artist, this make sure I take care. You know, I'm a reason with me, I said, boy, him never really get the time to really focus. Because she might be just sassy and everybody at work at the time. So I go Arrows, and when I go Arrows now, I do, I beat it in them head.
Yeah.
Sell out the get to dead. And from I do that song, the song goes up, boom, and bust. Yo, one mistake me ever make in my whole entire career, you know.
Yeah.
When every mistake I make was lessons, you know. Me turn them into lessons, but one mistake.
Yeah.
Me never forget after me get sell out the get out and go and good, you know. Here comes Donovan Jeremy, you know, with one song. I say, yo, I make that you to sing the chorus and I need to do the verse. Him do the song already, but she says, I take out the first verse and do the verse. And I listen to the song and I say that song again. But you know. And yo, I tell him I should have just unruly and do it, you know, but you don't know, Arrows and them I say, yo, them have one next song I'll come out now and really. So if Jeremy never put out the song now, it now really can really voice and them. I say, I need to voice the song. You know Sam?
Which song?
The song with Romy and Virgo, I say, I can't sleep. No matter what I can do it. Yo, I say, everywhere I go in the world, up to them, I hear the song.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Look up on a song, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, whenever I get to do the song, and anyway, I started to do the song, I do Mama Yalo, I do different page, I do all of them songs, and then the brand acting start to, you know.
And that's where you would have say acting the boss, right? You would have that's am I right?
Yeah man, them time they're not like now, you know, like when you see a man put out something on the internet, like, yeah, and they go worldwide, but when you see him in you see him live,
yeah,
it's like you know the same impact. Them time they your boss because I don't know, you wouldn't know Scott Wilson first. You don't have no phone and I can call and see up on a phone. If me ever do an interview, I have to go into the radio station and go know Scott Wilson for myself.
Yeah.
You understand me? I said, so you will hear Ellis Kelly or Qatar, Dalton, somebody have played Dalton Lead, somebody have played the song where him not know you and you not know him. If you ever talk over the phone, you don't know him not know him person, but the emphasis that they put behind the music is real.
Yeah.
So the fans them is feel a connection there. You understand? So when people really see you, like people see you like on stage show, them feel good.
Yeah.
And then time that you have to know how to perform. You know, and I like nowadays artists play songs and sing over the song. You know what I mean? Like you play the music and sing over the music. Yeah. And I like, you know?
Yeah.
So
I remember seeing you actually sorry, I don't mean to cut you, on Sumfest, and you gave such a strong performance. It was as if you mastered the craft of performing. I mean, there were very few people who might have been in the business longer than you that could not perform, hadn't learned how to perform as well as you. And I wondered to myself, where Actaeon learn how to master this craft so well? You remember the Sumfest?
Yes, because of the journey and you see the problem we're having now. I make this clear. I respect and I love all of the new artists. I respect all of them. Them bring something new to the table, and that when me I break, that is what I do. Bring something new to the table. So I respect every new, contribution to the thing. But we're having a generational gap where the generation before don't really respect the generation now. So the generation now is putting up resistance not to show respect. Because a lot of times I hear people say the young artists them for show artists before respect. But if the artists them before not showing respect and expand the knowledge or then get back respect. Right. You understand?
Right.
You understand? Get back respect. A child might be in your house, daughter or your son, and they might not respect you. But them show your manners because them fear you. Once them in a position when them don't fear you no more, then you have to step true colors. You understand? So you have to understand, sir. Me show respect because me have the teachings from them time there before me. So not for the young artists them have the teachings. So them have this new era type of vibe.
Yeah.
So them now gonna learn the performance part of it. Me know, so me used to just watch this and keep it and Beanie Man, especially Beanie Man. Watch Beanie and see how Beanie always in some situation with majority artists and how him triumphant and watch Bunty, watch, my mother carry me go stage show because mother eagle, so she carry me go stage show for me about 5. She had smuggled me under the chopper all in them. So me watch the man there. Me I watch the Louis culture, me I watch all of the big performer them. Junior Reid, everybody, Bunty, Beanie, Capleton, Anthony B. You may go sting and say Anthony B come Shelly place one morning. Cabra. But just watch a lot of people.
Right.
And I say, yo, this is how you maneuver a crowd and elephant bus and the energy there and them something. And so I learned that. I watch them and I learn and I put it in my performance because I consider performance is when you're in the studio and you're writing a song and you're recording a song and you're performing the song to put that character to the song.
Right.
On stage, I think about entertaining and being entertaining, and it's entertainment. Because if it's only performance for you, suppose when them introduce you to the crowd, the set that you practice is not what the people them receiving. So I rehearse a set with Bossa Blanca and all street and male oriented vibe, and when we look, it's the crowd is more female oriented. Me have to change the set.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm 90% woman.
Right.
So that is how you know if he's a good entertainer.
Right.
So you have to entertain people. So that is what I learned, and that is what I put in the music and always give credit.
Yeah.
Actaeon,
I want to thank you for your time, brother. You know what I mean? You're relevant and
man, respect, man.
And you maintain the high levels of artistry that you do, and you do it so well that you make it look easy, even though it's a very difficult prospect. You know what I mean? So respect, and this has been the JMC Effect.
If Bunny Wailer was, the legend, if he was to continue to move forward, and the legend Kool Herc just step in like a phoenix, like a rising phoenix out the sun.
Great opportunity for any artist to discuss with panelists and also get the opportunity to network. It's educating and it's also interactive, which is a great combination.
Do you think it will help? Well, how will it help you in the future in your career?
It will help me and my the conference, the Jamaica Music Conference, will help my band with our future career because it gives us the opportunity to learn more about the industry. Some things that we may not know from before, we now feel better equipped to take on the music industry.
Even the term noise abatement, we definitely would love that to change. I know the fact that we are not noise makers.
Did you hear that? Say that again. Say that again.
We're not noise makers.
No, we are not noise makers. We're playing Jamaican music. Reggae music is our culture. I grew up listening sounds, Sir Coxsone, Duke Reid, Prince Busters, name it, come right up the line, you understand? So it's, in other words, the artists, they grew up, the Alton Ellis, name them, come right up, they grew up on sound system. Yeah, the Shabarangs. I remember when I used to play in Woodford Park on a Wednesday night. There's no time you have to go look for an artist and say, boy, come sing and DJ. They flat the place. Sometimes when you look, there's a long line. Every man wants a piece of the rhythm. The answer rhythm have to play 20 times. You understand? The real rock rhythm have to play it. And that's how the thing used to go. Nowadays, these young artists, they don't want to come in at the dance then. Them compose, you know.
Right now, we really deal with more of, I would say, the up and coming acts, or the artist that's like, you know, like, I would say like the kid stuff. Our demo is like that kid stuff, that here today, going tomorrow music, hate to say that, but that's what our demo is. That's our audience, the one who want the right now effect. You came out with that song tonight, we want it right now. That's our demo, so that's pretty much in a nutshell.
Going, that's it. You keep going, you keep building. Sometimes an artist will blow up, and I'm not as, you guys are very responsive when you're checking DMs and stuff like that. Artists blow up, and then I'll go and I'll mention it, whatever, I'll meet the artist later, and then I'll see a DM from like 2 years ago that I never even saw.
Like, you know, building your fan base and how, you know, the support will come if you put that work in, right? If you're treating your music like it's your job, right? If you're treating it like, you know, the creativity but the love and everything is there, like that will show itself. And I would think, for me, an example I could think of from a title perspective was a couple of years ago. And I meet with a lot of artists all the time. You know, that's another thing. Like, we have like a very much so an open door policy when it comes to the artist community. You know, we build with talent. You know, we can't sit with everybody, but we try our best to make sure that the artist community knows that, you know, titles are open space for them. But I sat and met with a young artist named Mr. Easy a couple of years ago. And he had a couple of songs out. There was a song called Leg Over that was kind of like building. But when I sat and spoke with him and he spoke to me about what his plan was for his career, I just bought in. He had no label behind him or anything like that. He had this one song. We were supporting it on playlists, but we went from there and documented his first show in New York City for Ghana Independence Day at the PlayStation Theater. You know, from there, I've watched this kid going from putting out single after single, going on tour with J Balvin. He now owns his own distribution platform where he's helping other African artists to put their music out as well. And to be a small part of any story like that from a streaming platform perspective, I think is just, that's our job. I think is to...
You've got to be, in 2020, I think you've got to be so focused on what tracks you want to give to a DJ. First of all, don't overload him with too much music, because I don't know about you guys, but if I get an email with like 7 tracks from one artist, I'm immediately turned off.
I'd say that part of it is that you have to build it yourself, right? So streaming is a numbers game. A lot of these companies are data driven, so they're looking at the numbers. The algorithm is picking up on who's listening to what. So if you are a prominent DJ and you know, like for example, I know that there are lots of people listening to reggae and dancehall, and when I was at Spotify, even though that was not my job, I kept talking to everyone I could about reggae and dancehall. I had a conversation with Daniel Eck, who's the CEO about reggae and dancehall. a lawyer on the business affairs team. That's not my job, but I just wanted to amplify it as much as I could because I am in the building. And I think because I know that the fan base is there, when I came here for the Butchie concert, there were so many people coming here for that. The fan base is here. When I come to a Summerfest or I go to a carnival, there are thousands of, hundreds of thousands of people who are going there. So the fan base is there, but the problem is that the culture isn't bringing the fan base to the platform that has the numbers. And so it's a chicken or egg situation, right? The platform is not paying attention because the numbers aren't there, but then you have the ability to bring your fan base on there, and then once those numbers start to pick up, the platforms will have to listen to you.
But in America, I think the first thing is to educate yourself on what it is that you exactly are trying to accomplish. What I see a lot of is people send me music and like, yo, play my shit on the radio, and they don't really understand what that means. They don't understand things like media base and BDS, which count your spins. How many spins do you need to get a record deal?
And it's difficult getting any attention locally, you know what I mean? The fight for hip hop is really strong, you know, and nobody not really interested in Jamaicans rapping. Like there's a small community, and that's just the way it is. So
thank you so much. I think that's a great note to end on. But do you guys have anything else you want to say last?
Thank you guys. Much respect. JMC to the world.
Yeah.
Blessings. Yeah.
From inception, the JMC recognized the importance of institutions to preserve and sustain Jamaica's music industry. To that end, the JMC has worked with Jamaican-based institutions such as JAMS, JCAP, JAMPRO, and JAREA. They have all contributed countless gems to JMC attendees over the years. The conference team is committed to working alongside these institutions to strengthen their ability to serve the professionals within the music industry. In 2021, the Jamaica Music Conference will be launching the JMC EFFECT app and subscription service as a way to provide connection and access to vital industry information that is critical for Jamaica's creators to remain competitive on the international market. Networking, continuing education, access and exposure are all key components of the JMC EFFECT. But are these enough to propel the Jamaican music industry to the #1 music industry in the world? In a digital world, it is clear that technology will be an important component not only for keeping the industry connected, but for accessing the tools that Jamaica's creators will need to level up. Be sure to visit thejmceffect.com and follow the JMC EFFECT across all social media platforms to join the JMC movement as we continue to connect music creators with leaders of the Jamaica music industry. We encourage you to visit our website to keep in touch with all the JMC initiatives moving forward. Stay tuned for the Artist Showcase series, and thank you for joining us here for this presentation.
Righteousness, conquer the globe. River Bass, hear me no quarry. Them need to know me story. Me never have one linky way shake it. Me never have one linky way where you act like a lady. And me never have one linky way man I call baby. Me never have one linky way 'cause none of them no crazy. Hear me no quarry. A gal alone a grip me like a wristman. No boy can bowl me like Pakistan. Me no know where them get this from. Instead of gal a man, some boy a reminisce man.